My name is Miran Sivcovich. I was born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri, and I came to California in 1957. I lived in several places in California. I started out in Lancaster, then Sacramento, and then from Sacramento I moved to Anaheim, from Anaheim to Mission Viejo. And I lived in Mission Viejo for about 10 years. My wife passed away in 1977, and a year later I moved to Laguna Beach after selling my house. At that time I was working in the post office in Laguna Beach, which I consider one of the beautiful places in California. Betty Netzley, that was talking here a few minutes ago, I married in 1979. After courting her for about 2.5 years. She was a single lady, and they were married, and I decided she shouldn't be an old maid. So when she did decide to marry me, I came to her house on a Friday night. There was a note on her screen door telling me to get a key out of the mailbox and come in, and when I went into the house, there was a big packing box set in the middle of the living room floor, with all wrapped up with gift wrapping paper and a white ribbon on top. I wondered what that was all about. And she had a sign on it that said, "This is a magic box. There's a magic key. Can you find it?" So I circled the box, and on the back side of it, there were the two flaps where there's a little padlock. And then I noticed a string going through the house, and it was attached to different notes. And I read note after note after note, trying to find out where that key was. And there was keys here and there, and finally it led me to a milk can in the kitchen. And when I opened the milk can, it was full of all kinds of cartons, and on each carton there was a note, another note to read. And finally, when I got down to the bottom, why, there was a little key. So I thought, well, this might open that lock. So I went to open the lock, and I didn't think that she might be in that box. But anyway, when I unlocked the little padlock and pulled the carton apart, doors apart, what I call doors. Anyway, she was sitting inside on a little first grade child's chair holding a big sign, "Here I am, I'm yours." And so we've been married about almost 29 years. That was one of my greatest experiences, I guess, that I had in California. And it wasn't long after that we decided to get married about 3 months later. Anyway, the experiences I had in California have been wonderful, and the people here in California have been wonderful. And so since I was living in Laguna Beach at the time that we got married, I wanted Betty to move down to Laguna Beach, but she did have to have a hysterectomy after we had our honeymoon trip, and she wanted to stay in Glendora because of her doctor. So I gave up my apartment in Laguna Beach and moved to the mountains, from the ocean to the mountains. But she loved the mountains, and I loved the ocean, so we could have one of each, I guess. Anyway, Glendora has been a wonderful city. Betty was born and raised in Glendora and lived in the same house for 60 years. So I moved into her house, where we lived until 1997, when we decided to move to Hillcrest Homes in Laverne. And we've been here about 11 years. And 2 years ago, Betty got dementia, and so she's in a nursing home and in a wheelchair. But she's a lovely lady, and I go to see her all the time. And the people here at Hillcrest are so friendly and happy, and we enjoy this experience here very much. So I think that last year I turned 90 years old, and one of the men here that plays golf said to me, "Myron, you're in pretty good shape, maybe you could play golf." So he took me to a Goodwill store, and I bought some golf clubs. I bought 4 golf clubs for $7. And so we started playing golf every Monday morning. And then last Christmas, Betty's niece and nephew that live in Lake Forest in Orange County, they gave me a whole set of golf clubs. So now I know I've got to play golf now that I got a set of golf clubs. But we have a lot of fun doing that, and those are some of the experiences I've enjoyed now that I've been here at Hillcrest. But